Photo by Tom Pennington, Getty Images. The New Orleans Saints once again seemed primed to make a Super Bowl run in the 2018 season. Drew Brees and his team were one of the dominant forces in the NFL this past season, and proved that as they made a run to the NFC Championship Game. However, their playoff run ended in dramatic fashion for the second straight year, this time in a much more controversial manner. However, while the miracle Stefon Diggs touchdown sunk them the previous year, it was the no-call heard round the world that many people are pointing to as to why the Saints weren't in Super Bowl 53. It appeared as if New Orleans had the game against the Los Angeles Rams late in the game, but the blatant pass interference by Rams cornerback nickel Roby Coleman put the Saints in a bad spot, ultimately leading to a loss. Now the Saints are left with eyes still for the Super Bowl in the 2019 offseason, looking to try and get Brees one more ring. The team has gone all in lately in trying to get the best team around their veteran star quarterback, which leaves them lacking in terms of draft capital, even if 2019 free agent signings Jared Cook and Teddy Bridgewater, who resigned, help in a big way. Having said that, they'll have to operate wisely in the 2019 NFL Draft. The Saints have 6 selections, but none in the first, third or fourth rounds thanks to various trades, including moving up in the first for Marcus Davenport last year. That means that they first must nail their second-round pick, but also must find value in the late rounds to try and address their needs. With that in mind, let's dive into a full 7-round mock draft for the New Orleans Saints, which begins late in round 2. Note, this mock draft was compiled using the Draft Network's mock draft machine. Page 2 INDIANAPOLIS, in, March 4th, defensive back Rock Ya-Sin of Temple works out during Day 5 of the NFL Combine at Lucas Oil Stadium on March 4, 2019 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Photo by Joe Robbins, Getty Images. In recent years, the New Orleans Saints have invested heavily at cornerback. They used their first-round pick in the 2017 NFL Draft to take Marshon Lattimore, a decision that has paid off, even if the Ohio State product did see his performance dip in his sophomore campaign. Meanwhile, New Orleans also traded for Eli Apple last offseason and signed Patrick Robinson in free agency. More from NFL Spin Zone. While all of that has helped them patch together a solid group, the up-and-down play of Apple and the age of Robinson leave the Saints needing to address the future of the position opposite of Lattimore. They got that opportunity at the end of the second round, and with their first selection of the 2019 NFL Draft as Rock Ya-Sin out of Temple falls to them. Ya-Sin isn't a fantastic athlete by any stretch, running a 4.51-second 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine and posting downright questionable agility numbers elsewhere, though he did jump 39.5 inches in the vertical. However, the former Owl is a tremendously physical player that translates into a fantastic player in press coverage, able to control his man at the line and throw off opposing receivers. He's not a number 1 cornerback because of his athletic shortcomings, but that makes him a great fit for New Orleans. Pairing him with Lattimore gives the Saints a terrific combo for the future on the outside of their secondary, and the current depth New Orleans has also will allow Ya-Sin perhaps a year to develop before being thrust into the fire. Next, round 5, round 6, first pick, page 3 MINNEAPOLISMN, August 30th, Tyrell Hanks. Photo by Hannah Fazlin, Getty Images. There is a solid mix of young prospects and veterans in the Saints linebacker core right now, and they have some hopes that they can continue to be a strong group if they remain healthy. While that may be true, there is some limited upside and, as always, a need for depth with this group. Subsequently, they take a look at a prospect that could be a steal in round 5, Tyrell Hanks out of New Mexico State. Hanks moved from safety to linebacker as a senior for the Aggies, and it shows. He's a tremendous athlete in the middle of the field that can cover a ton of ground to make a play on the ball. Where he needs development is with his instincts and understanding, which you might expect given the position change. The tools are there, however, for him to learn and be a force flying around the middle of a defense. Round 6, pick 177, Carl Granderson, edge, Wyoming. Despite trading up in the first round, and conceding their 2019 first-rounder in the process, last year in the NFL Draft to select Marcus Davenport, the edge rushing depth for the Saints is limited. The hope is certainly that Davenport can take a big step and become a star after an injury-riddled rookie year, and Cameron Jordan remains a stud, but behind them is a group that doesn't have many answers. Carl Granderson may not be an immediate answer, but he's a nice depth addition in the 6th round for the Saints. With a terrific motor and IQ coming off the edge, Granderson is going to give it his all on every snap. His limited physical and athletic profiles cause him to fall, but as a late-round flyer, he's a fine addition for New Orleans. Next, round 6, second pick, round 7, page 4, LUBBOCK, November 24th, wide receiver Jalen Hurd. Photo by John Weiss, Getty Images. This is a late 6th round steal for the Saints. While New Orleans wide receiver core is solid, led by Michael Thomas and with Traquan Smith, Ted Ginn Jr. and Cameron Meredith around him, they could use more depth. And Jalen Hurd is the perfect project for New Orleans to take on. After transferring from Tennessee to Baylor, Hurd also changed positions from running back to wide receiver and did so near seamlessly. A huge target at 6'4", 229 pounds, Hurd may need some coaching to further develop at a new position, but the tools for him to be a stud are there. Round 7, pick 231, Garrett Brumfield, IOL, LSUFOR. A 7th round pick. There's a lot to like about Garrett Brumfield at guard. The LSU product is a great, physical presence on the interior of an offensive line and has solid natural instincts as it pertains to the run and passing games. Having said that, he needs more coaching on his technique, which could make him a steal if he takes it to heart and develops in that regard. Though the Saints have Andrus Peat and Larry Warford starting, putting Brumfield behind them may help them add depth with upside. Next, 2019 NFL Mock Draft, Post-Free Agency First Wave Round 7, pick 244, Darius West, Kentucky with Marcus Williams, a 2017 second-round pick, and Von Bell. The Saints have a solid duo of starting safeties. However, they could use some upgrades in terms of their depth behind him, which Darius West can provide. He's a traditional box safety in terms of how he can attack downhill, though he's limited in pass coverage. While he may develop, he's a physical depth piece that can be added in the 7th round, which is solid enough.